So we thought we would do this review, sort of a review, I guess, after we've had a chance to use it. Our ice cream maker, because who doesn't like a good ice cream maker?
Nobody?
Right. Well, actually, probably people that are can't do, like, are lactose intolerant or something like that. Maybe lactose.
Yeah, but most of the stuff we've had doesn't have any.
Well, that's my point. I'm
sorry.
getting at, right? Is that even like for me and for you, we're trying desperately to try to eat healthier. I actually think this is really only for people like that, in my opinion. So we'll talk a little bit about the Ninja Creami, because that's what we bought. I think what we like about it, maybe what we don't like about it, and if it was worth the money, and who maybe should buy it. You're good at this. You're good at this.
Well, you have like a thought of what you want to do,
right?
And you haven't shared that with me, so I couldn't prepare.
I get it. Okay, so we'll start first with I think who should buy this, for one, because I do think it's fairly pricey.
It is.
Right? Like in Canadian, like we got it for $200 Canadian, but we got it on sale and it was normally around $250, somewhere between $250 and $300. And really, if you look at going out and buying like ice cream from like a Walmart or a grocery store, you can buy a pretty big size thing of ice cream for like $3-4.
Yeah, maybe say $7 at the most.
Right, for a big one, right? So you put $7 into $300. That's a lot of ice cream.
Yes.
So I think it's a really big investment for someone that just is like, I like having ice cream. Well, maybe it's better to go just buy ice cream.
Yeah.
Because it does take a lot of preemptive planning. Because you were saying today, first thing when we woke up, you're like,
I wish I made the chocolate ice cream yesterday so that we could have it today.
Right. Because it takes 24 hours. You have to prepare it, and then it has to go in the freezer, and it takes 24 hours for it to freeze. Yeah. And then you get to have it, which is fine. And I did notice too, like we've tried to blend, I guess, or whatever it is, the ice cream. After, like, let's say you make one and you don't eat it all, and you put it back in the freezer, it's never quite the same or as good.
It doesn't get the consistency, right?
Right. It's best on its first go through.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's really, it's not really more than one sitting.
No,
for one person.
Unless you were one person.
But the three of us.
No, the two of us really is good for two. Three is like a scoop to 2 scoops, 6 small scoops. So yeah, I think. And I think that's the other thing too, right? Like, if you are like gonna have this so that you want to be able to serve a bunch of people, like you get 3 of those little whatever containers, the things that you make it in, and you'd need all 3 to be able to serve like 6 people, a decent amount of ice cream. Yeah. Unless you're like, here's a scoop each. So yeah, like at that point, I would be like, just go buy like a 4-liter or 2-liter thing of ice cream for $7. Would be a better deal. But we've enjoyed it because, number one, I think both of us, like we said, we're trying to eat healthier. And one of the nice things about this machine is you have the options of kind of what you want to make and what you want to put in it. And if you want to put in some sugar to sweeten it, or if you want to put in some kind of sugar alternative to sweeten it, etc., because we've made the sorbet. That's probably the one we've made the most because it's the easiest. You like take a can of fruit. We had, what was it? Pears, peaches. 2 fruit cocktails. We did.
Yeah, and I made one with raspberries, blueberries, and strawberries, which were actual fruit just mashed.
Right, smushed in there. Those all turned out pretty good.
Yeah, they were really good.
I do find, except for the last one, which we did mandarins, the mandarin was probably the first one that we only had to blend it once. Mm-hmm. The other ones kind of had to do hit the sorbet button and then hit the respin because it was a little like powdery, chalky.
Yeah, it's a weird consistency.
Yeah, a little weird. So you have to it has this respin button if it doesn't have the consistency you want. But they all turned out actually really well. There is like when you look at this and you watch it being blended, you can kind of see there's almost like a frozen film on the inside where the blade doesn't get to.
Yeah.
So there's a weird, I don't know,
Icy.
like an icy layer. So not a lot of it, and if you take a little bit of time to eat it, it melts and it just joins with the rest.
Yeah.
Ice cream though.
Yeah, we made a light chocolate, so it didn't have any sugar or dairy.
Yep.
And it turned out really well.
Yeah, we did it with almond milk.
Yep.
Right.
Cocoa powder and coconut cream and like a sugar alternative.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it was really good.
It tasted like a
store-bought.
Yeah.
Yeah, just smaller.
Yeah.
Which is good because it also gives you some portion control, for sure. And like I said, you get that opportunity to experience or figure out what you kind of like. And maybe you try one kind of sweetener and it's not quite right, then you can try another one and kind of fine-tune your little recipe, I think. So we've tried the sorbet, we've tried the ice cream, we've tried, well, other than that, they have like a milkshake and they have, I don't know what the other one is.
You can make gelato.
Gelato. But I think our two will be the ice cream light, which is like the one that's has no dairy and stuff like that on it, and the sorbet because it's easy.
The sorbet is just
pour your
fruit
and the fruit juice into it. There are some limitations that I wasn't really, because they were like, don't just take like apples or whatever and throw it in there and figure, because it's not a blender, right? So it has to be something, but it has to be something like soft, right? That it can kind of chew through, like the ice. So there are some limitations if you're thinking that this is like a smoothie maker, because it's not. So it really follow the instructions or look at the instructions to make sure you can kind of figure out what the rules are, I guess, for making.
Yeah, and again, you have to think about it 24 hours in advance.
That's right.
Like, can't get up and be like, ooh, I'm going to make a milkshake. No.
So it comes with 3 of these. It comes with like a little coupon-y thing that you can go online and get a deal or something on some more. We haven't done it yet, but we probably should, because we should have more. In your freezer, make sure you have a good flat surface, because they do have to sit really flat. So make sure that you don't have a freezer full of frozen foods that you just place this on top of, because you can't. It's got to be on a flat surface. Loud.
It's very loud.
Like really loud. It's funny though, because the first time I ran it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's like crazy loud.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily notice it as much anymore, just because it's not a shock, I guess.
But if you lived in like an apartment, like I'd feel.
Yeah, you'd feel like your neighbors.
2.5 minutes.
But you'd feel your neighbors know exactly when you're making ice cream.
Yeah, I'd feel.
Yeah.
I'd feel bad.
Yeah, but so I guess. Do you think it was a good investment for us?
Yeah.
See, that says a lot right there, right? Yeah.
Like, I don't think if we didn't have one, I'd be like, man, I sure.
Live.
Yeah, give me some warning, buddy. Come on. If we didn't have one, I don't think I'd be like crying that we didn't have one.
Well, we lasted a lot of years without one.
I do like that we can monitor what's in it rather than just going to the store and getting, random
whatever's on sale.
Ice cream.
You do have some ability to play around with kind of making flavors that you kind of would experiment with, which is kind of fun.
But I mean, I myself, I've never been a big ice cream eater. It's more you and Harley that would probably eat it every day. So you'd be a better
Yeah,
When I asked
and
that
even
question.
and even for me, like I think it's fun, it's cool because I do like that, and I do like the fact that for me I can make sure that I know what's in it, and we can try to make healthier choices, which is something that we're striving to try to do, and this really kind of lets you do that. But again, I agree. I think it is for a very specific person, right? For one, they have to be very well planned, like you said, because you need that time. Two is that you have to be willing to, or want to create these and just have healthier choices.
Yeah.
Because not everybody, especially if you're just an ice cream maker person, you may not even have a lot of the stuff that you need. And if you have to go out and buy coconut cream, and you have to go buy some kind of special sugar, and you have to go buy all this stuff, all of a sudden that $5 tub of ice cream seems like it's just a way better deal versus someone who just eats ice cream on occasion.
Yeah.
Like you'll never get that $200 back.
No.
If that's the reason you're thinking that it's going to be cost effective, because it's not. It's not cost effective by any means.
But I think it's less involved than like an ice cream machine.
For sure, and I think you just have way more options because you can make ice cream, but you can also make like a sorbet or...
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're looking at like ice cream maker or this, maybe this would be a better option.
Yeah.
Or it would be more convenient.
For sure.
That being said, I've never used an ice cream maker, so I really don't know the process.
Right.
But I've seen it, and it seems a little more involved, so...
Well, it just seems that it does have that don't need 24 hours necessarily to make ice cream.
You still need...
You need a little bit of time, but not 24 hours. And it's a fairly large appliance sitting on the counter. So just like a lot of the Ninja stuff, it's not small by any means. So make sure you have a tall area for it because it stands fairly high, and it's hefty for sure. Would I buy it again? If you have the money for it, sure. If you're like humming and hawing on it, I'd maybe hold off. I don't think it's not necessarily an appliance that you need.
No.
Right? Yeah. All right, my friends, that's it. So if you gave it a score from 1 to 10, you'd give it a...
7?
Yeah, see, I was going to go between 6.5.
That's what I was...
6.5, somewhere in that range. And if you weren't a big ice cream eater, then or didn't have ice cream needs for like health, I'd go even lower.
Well, I don't think this would be for you at all.
Right. Yeah, I'd just go buy ice cream. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you there. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the little notification bell, and I'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you some other time.
Whenever. She's bringing us snow. She wanted to do this.
That tastes like ice cream.
Harley will be
Cool.
a real cost.
Later, guys.
Hey.
What? Oh.